Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Karen, Lavender Clothesline, and today I have yard sale items, mostly yard sale items, set on the table before me, and that's what we're going to be doing, a yard sale haul. Now, a few of these things I did also pick up at Goodwill because after I yard saled on Friday, I did stop at a Goodwill and I did quite well there too. So I just put everything on the table and we're just going to go through things, and I'm going to try to remember what I paid for them, what I expect to get for them, which is always hard to tell. You can never tell on any given day what something is going to bring. Now, if it is something that is like a mass marketed, just common item like a phone case or something like that, and there's a lot of multiples on them, that you can almost always tell what's going to bring. But generally what I pick up is the unusual, the vintage, things that catch my attention, maybe things that aren't as common, and maybe a little bit crazy. So today we're going to do that. We're going to do a haul. Thanks so much for joining into my channel. If you're new here, like I said, my name is Karen and I am Lavender Clothesline on Instagram, YouTube, and on eBay. You are welcome to go into my eBay store, which I always link in my video descriptions, to see what kind of items I am stocking my store with. Presently, I think I have about 3,100 items, separate items, and you can also look at solds. Now, in order to look at solds on eBay, you just go into anybody's store and you look on the left column and you can scroll down and there'll be a button that says solds. You can click into that and then you can further sort that. You can do it by ended recently, highest to lowest, lowest to highest, just to get a good sense of what the seller is selling, and my store is no different. All right, without further ado, welcome in. Please hit the like and subscribe button and the bell notification, and feel free to leave a comment as long as the comments are respectful. I always welcome comments on my channel. I do try to keep up with them. Sometimes they get away from me, but I am trying. Let's take a look at our first item, and it's a yard sale item. So the first item is a really heavy light that I'm going to try to hold up and balance. Now, it is not plugged in, but it does work. I did test it, and I wasn't even quite sure if I was going to buy this. The seller did want $10 for it, and it's very heavy. It is a lamp. I'm trying to get away from heavy lights and lamps, which right now in the room I have 3 of, but we won't talk about that. So, and then she said for $5 you can have it. So how could I turn this down? I'm going to try to lift it. So this is a hand-done Tiffany style light. Now, I have not cleaned this, so you're going to see a ton of dust on this, but just beautiful. So in between each piece of glass there is leading, and the more professional the lamp maker, the smoother the leading will be. This one is done, I'm going to say, by a beginner to intermediate. That's my knowledge. And beautiful shades of red, purples, blues in a floral pattern, also with some cream-colored slag glass. So $5, how could you turn your back on this? I'm going to try to hold it this way for you. Whoop. And the plug is a gold plug, so a vintage plug. You can also tell by the dust that this is quite old. But she didn't have too much history on it. This is the yard sale owner. But for $5, I don't think I needed history. I said yes. I will be flipping this on Facebook Marketplace, so I did pay the $5. I don't know what I'm going to price this at. I think I'm going to price this one a little quicker to move because I am trying to move my Facebook Marketplace bigger items a little more quickly these days. And so I'm thinking probably 75 to 100, and we'll see how it does. Okay, so that is item number 1 from the first yard sale that I stopped at. All right, since we're doing lamps, I'll do lamp number 2. Now, this one came from Goodwill. This is the Goodwill that I stopped at right after the yard sale. So I went to, I think all in all, it was 8 to 9 yard sales, and came home, ate a cold pork chop for breakfast. Craziness, and went to Goodwill and did just fine that day. So Goodwill has really been on it. Very much appreciate them really processing a lot of items. And the minute this item came out of the back, I saw them wheeling it out on a cart. I grabbed it as quick as I could, and the other people, the other resellers and shoppers didn't want it. They were like, why do you even want that? And my eye went to this so quickly, and I said, I think that's restoration hardware. And then, to be truthful, when they gathered around, because a lot of the sellers like to see what I pick, they know that I have the channel, I said, I think that's restoration hardware. And sure enough, it is my all-time favorite store. Number one, my whole life shopping, restoration hardware. I buy very little there because the prices are super high, but I do go in to look at the aesthetic of the store. Okay, so this came out. This thing weighs 50 pounds. Look at this beautiful crystal orb lamp. This is solid crystal. How gorgeous is this? I can barely hold it. It is one of the heaviest things. And are you ready for this? I paid $5 for it. I was thrilled, and I don't see any damage on it. I will get a magnifying glass and inspect the orb. This is like, let me move this turkey out of the way. Get out of the way, turkey. So that I make sure there is no damage to the orb, but just stunningly beautiful. I believe the original price of this was $600 in restoration hardware. They are sold out of them, and I don't know if they're going to be getting them in. You will also find these lamps with an egg-shaped orb. Those are gorgeous too. And to be truthful, I've been picking up a few too many lamps lately. I did just grab one for my living room. I'll try to insert a shot here of the one I kept for myself. I think I paid $3 for that one, and I needed an extra lamp, so you can't beat that. When you go yard selling or to thrift stores, one of the greatest benefits of being in this business is you are in the thrift stores so much if you're a full-time seller or estate sales or yard sales, that when you're looking for something for your personal use, you almost always find what you're looking for at such a lower price than what you would pay retail. A lot of my house is furnished that way, and it is just such a blessing. So this lamp is gorgeous. I contemplated it for about 4 seconds of keeping it because I do love it, but I want the price it's going to bring. Okay, so $600 new. I'm thinking probably about the $250 mark, and I will sell this local both on eBay and on Facebook Marketplace. Okay, so I do have a few glass pieces here that I picked up. This one I found at Goodwill. Another reseller was putting it back. It is a giraffe. I believe it's just art glass. I don't see any kind of maker's mark. There might be a sticker underneath the Goodwill sticker. So I paid $4.99, and I thought he was great. All right, so glass piece number 2 is a dolphin. I found this at a yard sale. I thought he was just spectacular. At first, when I looked at him quick, I thought he was a whale, which I would have loved that too. But it's just a clear glass, and then inside there is a green, I'm going to call it a bubble, and then inside of that a blue. I don't feel any chips or cracks, and I often just rub my hands along it to be able to identify if there's any damage, and I don't see any damage. And I think she wanted 5 for this and 3 for another smaller one that I'm going to show you. But she did create a bundle for me, and I picked up quite a few pieces at that yard sale and paid $45. At that yard sale, I got the Tiffany lamp, 2 glass pieces, 1 wood piece, a Zippo lighter, refrigerator magnets, just scanning the table, a letter holder, and a carved wood horses sculpture. So that was really great for $45. Okay, so that is the first glass piece from that yard sale. And I'll show you the second one while we're talking about dolphins. So I picked him up. Really nice, again, nice condition. Now, like I said, I don't see any branding on these. Her sticker for $3. There's no marking, but just beautiful. These are great for beach house, and I will use that as one of my keywords in my titles because I know people like to decorate their beach houses with anything coastal, ocean life, anything like that. So got both of those. All right, I'm going to stay with that same yard sale, and we'll look at what I got for the $45. So the Tiffany lamp, the 2 glass pieces, I'll do it that way to stay organized. I also got this pelican, I think, wood carved figure. Now this was probably just done in like Honduras or maybe, I don't even know where. South America somewhere probably, and just peeling the sticker. I don't see any marking on the bottom, but I went ahead and picked him up. Again, no damage. And this was originally $2, but I got it at the bundle price. What else did I get there? Okay, next item I was pretty excited about. I don't find these a lot. I found this Zippo lighter, still in its original case with a bag, and I'm going to actually take it out. It has the paperwork inside, so that was exciting. Her sticker price, she says Camel lighter, $20. So I don't know. With the bundle price, I'm going to say I probably paid $10 for this. Still in its original bag, never used, and it is engraved with like a floral pattern on one side with the Camel cigarette camel in the middle. I'm hoping that will focus for us. And you can see it's brand new. So I thought that was a great find. Now I know there are a lot of Zippo lighters and Zippo lighter collectors that will bring very good money. So when I see a Zippo lighter, if it's a small enough buy-in price, I never bother comping it. I just take it. I just pick it up. Now, like I said, $10 is a little bit more than a small buy-in price, but the fact that it's new and that it has the Camel cigarette logo on it is a double win. When you can pick something up that has more than one source of branding, so this is Zippo and it's a Camel lighter and it's vintage, I think it'll appeal to many different buyers. So I went ahead and took that. All right, what else did I get with that yard sale? Running horses sculpture. Just gorgeous, and it does say something on the bottom with a big sticker on it. Looks like it was presented from George and Teresa, May 2011. So maybe George and Teresa went somewhere and brought back this beautiful running horses figurine statue for somebody. Who was this presented to? I can't even see it because it's under the sticker. Not really vintage, 2011, but I thought this would be sought after. And the original sticker price, $3. Okay, so what else did I got? I got this letter holder, and I showed all of this in the prior video of me yard selling. And I wasn't quite sure if this was older or newer. Now, when I try to identify something, whether it's vintage or whether it's contemporary, it's current, I use a couple of hints. I look at the amount of dirt on the item, the amount of wear on the item, and I also look at the hardware. Hardware tells a big story. If you get a lamp, you can look at the plug or the brass harp or the finial and get clues to if something is more modern or if it's older. And this, as we see, this kind of hanger is a more modern hanger. But I really liked the way this looked, and she wanted $1 for it, so I put this on the pile really quick. Okay, the second yard sale that I went to, this was the first item that I saw. Carved elephant. We love carved elephants. And you can see the dust on it, quite vintagey dust. And one thing with elephants that I always have learned to check, because Lord knows I have picked up a ton of elephants, missing eyes, missing tusks, missing, oh, terrible, is that everything is intact. So there you can see what he looks like, just beautiful. Again, I'm thinking this is teak or a rosewood. There's a top test. A top test doesn't tell me too much. More so, I go by the weight of the wood to know if it's a hardwood or a lighter wood. A lot of the lighter woods, pine, I'm trying to think of what else is a lighter wood that I know off the top of my head. Ash might be a lighter wood. Or the balsams are all lighter woods. Bamboo, you know, bamboo is a hardwood, but it's very light in weight. So I don't know what classification. I would think bamboo is a hardwood. But generally the hardwoods are heavier because they're denser. But I picked him up and he was on the dollar table. I'm not sure about him because he is pulling something. If it was just the elephant on the base, I would think it might be more desirable actually. I don't know how many people are going to want the image of an elephant doing manual labor, and his trunk is down, which I think most people prefer trunk up, but how could I leave him behind for $1? So I grabbed him. The next item or group of items that I'll probably show you a few of them are a bag of refrigerator magnets. Again, this was the first yard sale I stopped at, and the woman had a larger bag and a smaller bag, and she wanted $2 for the whole lot. She had asked me what I thought they were worth, and I've never picked up refrigerator magnets that I can remember. I think years ago I might have picked up a bag of a lot of the letters that the children use, and those sold well. So I thought, why not? A lot of people like to decorate their refrigerators or gym lockers or whatever, work lockers with magnets. So I went ahead and paid the $2 gladly, and these were her mother's collection, she said, when the mom went to visiting different states. So we have Albuquerque, that was one of my favorites. And I won't show them to you all because some of them are plain. Like, look at this New Brunswick. And they're not all states. Some of them are just destination places. This is Cape Hatteras with seashells. All right, so Ocean City, Wildwood, New Jersey. So as you can see, just a bunch of different destinations. Dollywood, that's very cool. I didn't even know that was Dollywood. Love that. See if there's any other interesting ones. Atlantic City, this is a favorite. It's a little dice, little gambling magnet. And yeah, so I thought that was great fun. $2 for the whole lot. I probably have, I'm going to say about 25 of them on the table. And how can you beat that price point? All right, next up, we're going to talk about a couple more things from the yard sale, and then we'll finish up with the Goodwill finds. I spotted this hat right away. How Audrey Hepburn is this? I love this hat. Right away, my attention was drawn to it. I love this. And the inside label, Lord & Taylor, exclusively for Lord & Taylor. There's another little tag. Let's see what that says. Made in the Philippines, natural fiber. And she wanted $1 for it, so I grabbed that. It's in great condition, so I was really, really appreciative of that. At that same yard sale, I picked up this rhinestone evening clutch or purse. Now it also has a shoulder chain. I don't think this is especially vintage. She wanted $1 for it, so I went ahead and picked it up. Very clean condition, probably just made in China, no branding. The snap has who makes the snap, but that doesn't really mean anything. But I thought that the closure was very good. When I look at evening purses, I see the quality of how it snaps closed. If something has a lot of play to it, or it seems like they didn't put thought into how a woman was going to be able to close it, I pay attention to stuff like that. So this one is magnetic. Look at that. It just quickly, do you love that? I love that. So I said yes to that for $1. One of the yard sales that I was excited to stop at because it was a beautiful community, I only got one thing. So sometimes you can never tell. Sometimes it's the smaller yard sales in the normal, regular neighborhoods rather than the higher end neighborhoods that you do better. But in the community that I went to, I forgot what it was called, Greenwood something, I picked up one hat, 25 cents. So I said yes to an Orioles hat, and it has the cardboard protectant still in it, brand new. All right. I wound up picking up this next item at a different yard sale. These ladies were lovely. They seemed like friends that were just, you know, having a cup of tea and chatting. Their prices were ridiculously crazy. They needed to own a little gift shop. I mean, they were charging like $25 and $30 for used Vera Bradley. Just very overpriced, and I didn't feel like even if I said, hey, can you do better, it wasn't like they were going to lower something that was $25 to my price point between $2 and $5, and I would never insult somebody that way. So I just see if there is anything, and I move along. I don't give them a hard time about it. It's their yard sale, and they can price their items as they want. But I did find this vintage Princess touch tone phone with the cords. And you can tell by how carefully they wrote that label out that these ladies really need a brick and mortar store. But I appreciated that it was so nicely bagged. And what did I pay for this? I believe I paid, does it say it right on it? Doesn't say. I think I paid $2, guys. So I have not looked up a vintage princess green phone. I don't know that a princess would want a green phone. I would think she'd want like pink or something with bling, but you never know. And I'm not sure what time period this is from. I'm gonna say 80s maybe. Not even sure about that. I'm guessing 70 or 80s. And I still have to do a comp, so no idea what this is gonna bring. Okay, the last two pieces for the haul. Goodwill right after yard selling, and I picked up this turkey soup terrine. Now, if you are a gravy lover, gravy loving family, I'm sure you could use it for sauce or for gravy. And his head does come off. It does have the tiniest chip right there. And I think I saw a minuscule chip someplace else. I'm not seeing it right now. Now, the reason I picked this up is, number one, I did comp this, and although the comps weren't super high, probably 30 to 35, I did not see this aesthetic, the way that this one looked. He is made in Italy, and I thought the colorway and the actual artistry of it was beautiful. Look at that tail, which is the handle, and the bottom. What does that say? I'm trying to see. It's so blurry, you can't tell which way it goes. Made in Italy, Newton something. I'm going to have to use a magnifying glass for it. So I believe I paid $3.99 for him, and I went back and forth for a few minutes, and then I said, okay, I'm going back and forth over something that's just a couple of dollars. Now, do I want to ship breakable turkeys? No. But I really thought he was good, and I thought he deserved to be saved because they were pulling items off of the shelf to bring over to the bins. Once a piece like this goes to the bins, I feel it's going to be destroyed. So I don't go around saving everything, but if I'm kind of on the fence and it's a couple of dollars and I know I can flip it, I go ahead and take it. All right, the last item I have no knowledge about, but I thought it was so cool that I wanted it. It is made in Germany, and it is a cuckoo clock. So how good is that? I love this thing. Now it has all of the chains, which I imagine the chains are the system of what makes this whole thing, you know, the little people go around, and here's a little wood carver. And over here, I think this wheel goes around, and what does it say? It has the brand name and made in Germany. Now, I'm going to sell this local because I think there are so many little pieces on it. I don't want to take the chance of the little pieces coming off, so I'll sell it local on eBay and on Facebook Marketplace. And yeah, just adorable. I don't imagine that this is a really high dollar one. Very well painted and really adorably designed, a lot of detail. But we'll have to see. I'll report back on Instagram when this sells what this kind of item brings. And there is the back. There is one piece that came with it, and I'm not sure what it's for. I have imagined that it's for something to do with the chains. It almost seems like a little tool. Maybe this is what sets the motion. I'm not sure. If you know cuckoo clocks, leave a comment down below of if you think that this will do well or what you think this piece is for. Like I said, it's a hook tool. Let's see if I could do that. All right, guys, so that is the haul for today. Mostly yard sale items, a little bit of Goodwill. And tomorrow is Monday, Memorial Day. I will be yard selling tomorrow, and a couple of years ago, I went on a Memorial Day Monday and came home with a house full of stuff. I had to make trips back and forth with my car. I've shown those photos before, so hopefully tomorrow is just as good. And I will either be bringing you along with me, but I think more I'm just going to do a haul of tomorrow, because to film on such a busy day where I hit probably 50 or 60 yard sales, it's a bit much to film at the same time. But thanks so much for all your support. Go out and get what's yours.